lower posterior teeth using this disposable bite block. Principles are the same, just like we have done with the upper teeth. What we need to do is that we need to, turn them 180 degrees down. The film is again placed horizontally as long as we're working on the posterior teeth. The segment system is better be used. That is premolars taken as a single film, and molars are taken in another film, so that we will have full coverage of all the teeth. When the premolars are need to be taken, the premolars, two premolars, should be on the biting area here. If it is for the incisors, then it will be on this groove. And if it is for the premolars, it's the same. So we utilize this groove for stabilization and as an indicator where the patient is going to bite. Film is placed all the way down in the slot, exposure side facing the X-ray. Back side is supported by the back support, and it should be the film should extend, or the sensor should extend all the way down to the slot. Okay, so in the premolar area, again, we retract the cheek, we inspect the area for any abnormalities, and we flip the X-ray sensor and the bite block downwards, and instruct the patient to bite so that the two premolars will be biting on the grooves, and then the patient is asked to close in this manner. See that in the lower teeth, fortunately, teeth are almost vertical in the mandible, so they kind of directly assume a vertical relationship or parallel with the film. So you don't need to worry too much about the angles that are forming in between the tooth and the sensor, as the case in the upper jaw, especially the upper premolars. Okay, now we will come to the beam alignment or the X-ray. The X-ray will follow the same point of entrance, that is from the pupil of the eye, sorry, perpendicular on the eyelet tragus line, and then you extend them down, you will end up with the lower premolars, so the same reference point, and the beam is directed more or less perpendicular on the film. So we don't need to worry too much about the angles, and the lower border of the bite block should be with the rim of the X-ray beam, so that we will have full coverage of all the teeth and the sensor as well, so we don't end up with concut. The last thing that we should take care of is that we have to have the I'll show you. We have to have the beam, the bite block margin, and the rim of the X-ray. As you can see, they should be parallel, so that I don't have any overlapping margins, i.e. you have correct horizontal angulation. We don't want this relationship. We will have overlapping of the premolars, first premolars on the second ones, and in this one we will have the reverse. We will have overlapping second premolars on the first premolars. So you always keep this relationship so that you will have open margins on the end. You don't end up with overlapping margins. Once you're done, you bring the X-ray away, support the holder so that it will not fall down, and then you will ask the patient to open wide, and then you will just simply remove it outwards the way you reverse to the way you've done it in lower molars. premolars area. In this case, this is incorrect positioning. See the tilting of the sensor, and it is not midway. So always try to, when you put the sensor, try to put it in the correct place. So you'll have equal coverage. See, it is located in the middle so that you'll have equal coverage, and it is going all the way down into the slot. In the molar area, the second molar should always be in the middle, regardless if this wisdom tooth is present or not, or all the teeth are, some of the teeth are not present, because sometimes there are cases of impacted teeth, unerupted teeth, so this does not mean that we do not include them within the radiograph. So ideally, first, second molar, see this tooth is, wisdom is partially erupted. So you ask the patient to retract the lip of the cheek and inspect the area. Never mention the tongue, and try to place the holder so that it will be, the second molar will be in the center. I will ensure that these teeth will be covered, the retromolar area and the distal of the premolar, second premolar will show. Okay, so second premolar there, over there. Okay, see the second molar now is biting, and then you ask the patient to close. So you will have full coverage of the area. Now, film is and the sensor and the bite block are placed. Our reference, just like in the upper jaw, it will be from the outer canthus of the eye, perpendicular on the eyelid tragus, extended down, you will end up with the molar tooth. So my point of entrance will be here. Okay, and again, the molars here are kind of vertical. The premolars and molars are vertical in the jaw, so there is no angle, and then even if there is any, so it will be minor one. So I don't need to change my vertical angulation, just simply direct it perpendicular on the film or on the tooth, and then you adjust your horizontal angulation the same way we did with the premolars, parallel bite block with the outer rim. Okay, no tilting to either side, and I will put it. I will put the lower margin flush with the rim, lower margin of the bite block flush with the rim, so that I will ensure that the sensor is completely covered, and I will make the exposure. Once you're done with the exposure, take this out, support the holder so it will not fall down. Ask the patient to open, and then you will take it out the way you inserted the film in the before the exposure. Sometimes you don't have an opposing tooth in any of the exposures. You don't have an opposing tooth, so in this case you better put a cutter roll so that you will substitute the lost tooth by the cutter roll. It will help in the stabilization of the bite block. Even if the patient was edentulous, either fully or partially edentulous, you can utilize a cutter roll in order to substitute the crown of the opposing tooth. These don't have the bite wing blocks. We don't have disposable, at least for this time, and we don't have the endo blocks. So it is only used for the regular radiography of the films. If you are very much keen to use these, then you can kind of drill a hole here inside so that the reamer will extend through it, and you can make your radiographs during the endo treatment.